I now want to bring in Republican Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana. And Senator, President Biden asking for more COVID-19 relief money. Everyone knows, though, the state's already sitting on billions of dollars. In fact, I just saw a headline in the New York Times, of all places. Have they just essentially turned this crisis into a new slush fund?
Well, you can argue that the states have, taking money that was intended to actually combat the crisis for the things your reporter just described. The money for the vaccines, the therapeutics, et cetera, that's now being asked for is being taken away from those kind of slush fund pot monies. It's not new dollars appropriated unless they've changed the plan. It is money that they've already earmarked to spend on some wasteful project. So we're trying to salvage something from this to keep it from just being more bad money, good money after bad. Well,
I'm glad. I'm thrilled that you're on it like that. You know, I did listen to President Biden's press conference earlier today, and he was asking about forgiving student loan debt. What I find interesting is that the first thing he spoke about, though, when he was talking to these reporters, were how many people weren't paying their fair share. And then he admits that he wants to forgive some amount of student loans. Listen, college graduates live longer, they're much wealthier, they're much healthier than high school grads, certainly the dropouts. I'm not sure why the American public would have to pay their loan debt, but you and some colleagues have a plan for this, don't you?
Hey, Charles, I'm so totally with you. Why should a guy who's working on an assembly line, so to speak, have to pay to subsidize somebody who went to law school? And there's record low unemployment for college graduates right now. I've introduced a plan with Senator Thune and others that would forbid the president from doing this. If somebody's out of work, they're unemployed and they're poor, yeah, you can still get some relief. But the person who's making $1 million a year, who under the president's plan might get forgiveness, no, you're going to pay your debt to the American taxpayer.
Yeah, a lot of these people, though, are on track to make millions. Over the course of your lifetime, a professional degree, you'll make $3.6 million, $2.5 million more than a high school graduate. You'll live 8 years longer. The chances of your children going to prison are like 99% less. Your life is amazing. I'm not sure why they have the gall to keep asking for this money and then dressing it up like racial justice. It's insulting, but it's not working in some ways because there's a Gallup report that I think is alarming, and I want your opinion on it. Personal finances in free fall across the board. What are your thoughts as more and more Americans are saying that this whole thing is out of reach?
Yeah, it's out of reach because inflation is skyrocketing. It's skyrocketing as a direct result of Biden administration policies. Your reporter mentioned the $1.9 trillion that passed without a single Republican vote back in March, igniting inflation like liberal economists said that it would. And now everything they've been doing as a war on American domestic energy production is increasing the price at the pump, increasing the price of shipping goods, increasing the price in the grocery store by increasing the price of fertilizer. They couldn't have done worse if they had planned to do worse.
Yeah, and literally on the verge of starving Americans. I only have a little time, but I got to get this in because a federal judge highly sympathetic to Louisiana and other states halted preparations to end Title 42. Why is this so critical? Why is this so critical specifically to your state and to the country?
Immigration has become a national security issue. Not just the people, but by the way, an out-of-control border allows record amounts of fentanyl to come across, fueling the opioid overdose epidemic that we're now seeing. When the administration just waves the white flag and basically says, come on in, fentanyl's coming on along with them. So using Title 42, allowing people who come here from countries where they're not vaccinated for COVID to be immediately deposited on the other side of the border is a tool that helps our public health. It helps our Customs Border Protection Group. It just helps address this national security crisis. Yeah. The fact the administration wants to do away with it when they're asking for billions for COVID relief tells you what their real agenda is. Their real agenda is open borders.
It really is crazy. Senator Cassidy, thank you so much. Appreciate it.